Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Robin Crow from Earth -22. I believe he's from the same Earth that the Man Who Laughs comes from. In that world, Joker and Batman were fighting. Joker had kidnapped a bunch of kids and their parents, and was making Bruce Wayne watch as he killed their parents, reliving what happened to him. He would kill their parents and then infect them with Joker toxin. And I believe Batman killed the Joker, but got infected, and then became the Man Who Laughs, and took those boys as his Crow Robins. At first he had 4 of them, but then later he had many more. Now I'm not certain, but I read online that some of them were Damian Wayne, Billy Batson, and James Gordon Jr. Not really sure who they all are. I think a bunch are just sort of random kids. So this is McFarlane's first true army builder. They made 3 different head variants, and they're sort of random which one you get. This is also their first Build-A-Figure wave. They had the Build-A-Batmobile first, but it was not well received, and I personally am very happy they switched to Build-A-Figure. This is going to build Merciless, which is another Dark Knight's Metal alternate universe Batman. It's sort of a Wonder Woman and Batman hybrid. So let's go and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys and Spawn logo, ages 12 plus. Here is the Robin Crow, comes with a chain the Man Who Laughs can control him with, and then the torso for Merciless. He also has a stand and collector's card in the background. DC Multiverse, Robin, Earth, -22, collect and connect. One side, Robin, Earth, 22. Other side, same thing. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of credits. And then in the back, here's a Man Who Laughs holding 4 of those Robins, instructions how to build the figure, and a few other figures you should track down. And I did end up getting 10 of these Robin Crows, because army building is my specialty. Now there are 3 different heads, and I wasn't super happy with how this came out, but it's not a very big deal. I ended up getting 5 of the Screaming Head, 4 of the Smiling Head, and then 1 of the sort of semi-open mouth. I was hoping to get at least 2 of each. Here are all 10 of these packages lined up and ready to be opened. Now normally I buy 2 of every figure, and my plan was to pick 1 of each different head here and keep it unopened. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and open them all. I'll track down 1 of each head in the wild. I don't think these are going to be hard to find. They're a little more expensive, and this guy's small. So as I see them in the stores, I'll end up picking up 1 of each to keep unopened. But for now, I'm going to get this big-ass army of 10 Robin Crows. I hope they make a King Robin to lead them in the future. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. He does have a display stand, a collector's card, and then a chain or leash for the Man Who Laughs to control him with. Before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. This guy looks creepy. What a perfect figure to get just before Halloween. The hair looks really nice, got some green and black in there. That creepy Joker smile. Just look at this guy's zombified Robin, pointy ears. This guy's eating human flesh all throughout the comics. Bizarre, creepy. So it looks like he's got a soft sort of overlay here, and he has some articulation underneath it. Looks like no butterfly joint, but you can still do pretty much all the same stuff. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbows and knees, but they can go in considerably further than 90 degrees. Should be able to get all kind of different poses out of this guy. Looks like his shorts are rubber, not obstructing too much. Old school Robin, you can see the texture on there. Old school Dick Grayson, classic Golden Age Robin costume, got the elf shoes. His legs also single jointed, but they go back much further than 90 degrees. Looking really good, really creepy, and really bizarre. And here are all 3 of the different head sculpts for these Robin Crows. Now I only got 1 of this with the sort of twisted open mouth. I'm not sure if that's going to be harder to find or if it just happened to be the luck of the draw. They all have different faces, different mouths, and quite different hair. As you can see, the hair is different as well. Pretty cool. They all look fantastic. And here are all 10 of the Robin Crows with all their accessories laid out. Not only do we have an army of them, it's even a flock of Robin Crows. Now let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with the boring stuff. So here's his display stand. It's a black perfect circle, typical McFarlane stand. It's got the DC logo at the bottom, one peg for the pegals or feet, very thin, very basic. Now let's check out his collector's card. This is an image from Teen Titans number 12, where he's got 4 of the Robin Crows. Just so happens I have this book out right here. You can see the robins all around him. They're saying crow, 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 crow. That's all they say. And when Man at Last wants to call them back, he'll say bar. Put them together, you got crowbar, the weapon Joker used to kill Jason Todd with. And if anyone's interested, their description and bio on the back of the card. If you want to read that, pause now. And here's the torso for Merciless. Unfortunately, Amazon didn't send all my figures together. I'll be getting the rest tomorrow to complete Merciless. Definitely looking forward to that. This is their first build figure. It looks like it's going to be huge. Nice detail over it. The Wonder Woman logo here. Looking pretty nice. I bet you're going to see a lot of these on eBay. Now let's check out his chain. Nothing really special here. Just a cheapo chain link. But it's so effective and gets the job done. And the Crow Robin here has a place on the front of his neck where you can attach the chain. It is soft. You can sort of pull it forward, attach a loop around there. Works great. And then here's this Robin Crow with his leash attached. Somebody can drag this guy around. Very effective. Here's the Man Who Laughs holding this Robin Crow on the chain. You can have this Robin crawling around on all fours. His torso is so nice. You can pull it back very far and his head can look up, getting him some nice poses there. And here he is holding 3 of the Robin Crows. And here he is holding 6 of the Robin Crows. Now this was a frustrating task to accomplish, as these guys are kind of difficult to stand. I ended up taking a little wire. I took a twisty tie of a loaf of bread and stripped it, cut it down, wired the chains together so he only has to hold 1 of them. His hand is not really big enough for 3, much less more. And here he is holding all 6 of them by the chains. I will say this shot was maddening to set up. They just kept falling over and over, and one wrong move tugged it all down. If you try to put the chain in there in his hand, each one, you will never get it done. Take a small little wire. This is about the size of what I use. Little bendy wire. Wrap it around those and attach 1 link into his hand. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out the height of this guy. From bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 6.0 inches tall, which is going to translate to a little bit over 15 centimeters. And if you go to the top of the hair, about 6.25 inches tall. I'm assuming the upcoming Damian Robin is going to be about this height. And now, let's check out his articulation. Start with his head here. Of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down a considerable, large amount. That's going to help when he's crouching down. He can look forward. His head can tilt from side to side. Shoulders on a ball joint. They can go out about this far, more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He doesn't exactly have a butterfly joint here, but there is forward and back motion not obstructed from his soft goods overlay here. He's got a bicep cut below that. Single jointed elbows, but they go in considerably more than 90 degrees. His wrist has a ball, can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. Now his torso. Everything is soft on top of here. You can kind of see I can push it in. I don't think he has a traditional body underneath there. But it can go from side to side. That's more so at his waist. It can hold those positions. He can crunch forward that far, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, it looks a little bad with the rubber there, but you don't really need him going quite that far. Then he can go backwards almost as much. He can hold so many different poses. I like it a lot. Really cool. His legs. Now his shorts are very soft as well. It is sort of fighting you as you push it up. It tries to push it back down, but you can move his legs so far up in here, so far back, all the way across. Very nicely done. He should be able to go on all fours and crouch down, crawl around. Should be able to have one leg up. I mean, there's so much you can do with this guy. His knees, single jointed as well, but they go back more than 90 degrees. His foot, it's got a ball in there, can rotate, go up and down. Can't really tilt too much, maybe a little bit if you turn it just right. And there's toe articulation also. So very impressed with how they executed this little guy. Here's the Man of Laughs leading his flock of crow robins through Gotham City. And here's the entire metal team invading Gotham City. You can see the crow robins all over the place. And then we've got the actual metal team in here, ready to go. Can't wait to add Red Death, Merciless, and Drown to the mix. And here's the Grim Knight leading some Robin Crows to get Gordon. Here's Gordon back there, trying to stand his ground. As they continue to gain ground, Gordon starts to run the other direction. And as these crow robins finally catch up to Gordon, chewing on his shoulder and his leg, he is just trying so hard to escape. Grim Knight catching up. What is he gonna do? Who's he gonna call? He really needs the Rebirth Dark Knight's Metal Batman. Unfortunately, UPS won't be here until tomorrow. Now, let's check them out compared with some other action figures, starting off with some other McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So the first thing I would like to compare him to would be the rest of this wave. The Rebirth Metal Batman, the Man Who Laughs with the Tyrant Wings, Infected Superman, and Merciless. But I'm not going to have those until tomorrow. So here's what I have of the wave so far. Here are all 10 of these Robin Crows. Here he is, next to Nightwing, a former Robin. Here he is, with the rest of figures they've made from the Dark Knight's Metal comics. Still going to be getting the Rebirth Dark Knight's Metal Batman, Merciless, Red Death, Drowned, and that Batman that comes with the motorcycle. And while this is McFarlane's first official army builder in the DC Multiverse line, this is not the first figure I've used to army build from this. Here's the White Knight Jack Napier Joker figure I used to army build my GTO police force for Gotham City. Really hoping eventually they do something like a Joker Thug with some variants. I would love something like that. Here they are with the entire McFarlane DC Multiverse collection. I've got a total of 33 figures and one vehicle, and that's only counting the Crow Robin as one figure. And a little bit more of an aerial view of the entire collection. So we've got this evil Robin, and we looked at plenty of evil Batmans earlier in the video. Here's an evil Alfred. This guy's called the Outsider. This was an Outsider head that came with the Mattel Multiverse Alfred figure. In the old days, Alfred sort of died and came back as the Outsider, and then they cured him. But in the modern comics, I believe the Outsider's from a different multiverse, not from the Dark Multiverse, but it's kind of cool to have an evil Alfred with your evil Batman and Robin. And I really wish I had a deceased Batman to compare them to. He would look really cool with these zombie Robins. Unfortunately, the place I pre-ordered him from still doesn't have their shipment in yet. So next, let's check these guys out compared with some other Robin figures. Here he is, next to all the different Dick Grayson as Robin figures that I have. And they didn't actually make any Jason Todd as Robin action figures, but this DC Universe Classics variant Dick Grayson Robin, who doesn't have the curls on his hair, I used this as Jason Todd, as they looked almost the same. Their heads slightly different, but wore the exact same outfit, at least in the original continuity. Then, here are all the Tim Drake as Robin figures that I have. And here he is, next to all my different Damian Wayne as Robin figures. And here, all of my Carrie Kelly Robin figures. And now, let's check them out, compared with other action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is with some of his McFarlane brothers. In front of you are 5 different action figure lines, all from McFarlane Toys, all 7-inch scale. And here he is with some DST or Diamond Select toys. Then with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here with some NECA figures. Then with some Mattel wrestling figures. And here he is with some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Then with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is with some Mafex figures. Then some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. And finally, here he is next to some Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, these Robin Crows are fantastic. I could just go on and on about the sculpt. First of all, their hair looks fantastic, the sculpt and paint. Their head, their mouth, the teeth, the eyes, the ears, just very well done. Going further down, we got the texture on the shorts, on their thighs. These guys look great. They look creepy. They look sinister. And then the articulation. Very well done. Very well hidden. These guys' torsos can do stuff I can only dream of with action figures. Their elbows and knees could be a little bit different, but as far as the way they're visually presented and articulated, I think it's great. Their accessory, just the chain, it's so basic, but adds so much to these guys. Having the man who laughs holding them looks so cool and so weird. One little complaint, McFarlane, next time you do an army builder, please do not put in the Build-A-Figure wave. What am I going to do with all these extra merciless parts? Yeah, I can put them on eBay and I can trade them with people, whatever. But it would have been really nice to have paid $19 for these guys and not $24. Just something to think about, McFarlane. You're more likely to sell more army builders if they're a little bit cheaper. And plus, this guy's so short, kind of made you feel like you didn't get quite the bang for your buck you'd like. So if I were to rate this guy, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. I think he looks awesome, and army building is my specialty. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. Keep an eye out for the rest of my McFarlane DC Multiverse reviews. They're coming very soon. And I'll talk to you guys real soon.